Jessica, congratulations on your gold medal. It's an amazing achievement. Obviously, you must have imagined crossing that line a million times, but when you did it, did it feel how you had imagined it would?
Yeah, I kind of didn't want to let myself think about that moment too much in the lead up because I didn't want to think about winning or finishing. I just wanted to stay focused on, each event at a time. But then when obviously it got to that point and I crossed the line, it was just the most amazing feeling in the world. Completing a heptathlon and finishing is a great feeling anyway, but to have completed it and to have won and to have done it in London, it was just, more than I could ever imagine, really.
Were you aware of the crowd when you were going, like that last lap? It was just amazing in there. Were you aware of everyone kind of cheering you on? And
yeah, I really was. I think sometimes when you compete, you kind of in a bit of a zone or a bit of a tunnel and you don't hear the crowd as much, but definitely on that last lap, the last 200, 300 metres, I really heard the crowd just go crazy, and especially that last 50 metres, it was so loud and such an amazing feeling. It definitely helped lift me and carry me along.
And how have you been dealing with the aftermath? You must have had so many messages from fans and so much press attention, and what's it been like?
It's been weird because it's just been, it's kind of just gone to a whole new level now. But it's been brilliant. I've, had the opportunity to do lots of fun things and, meet people that I perhaps wouldn't have met before. And yeah, so many nice messages on Twitter and cards being put through my door from loads of kids that live, close to me. They've made me loads of lovely cards and flowers, and just, it's been such an amazing past couple of weeks, really, just getting home and seeing everyone.
And obviously there was so much hype in the lead up to London 2012. Do you think it lived up to kind of everything, and how did you enjoy the whole experience of it?
Yeah, there was definitely a massive build up, and even not just this year, it's been the past 2 or 3 years that everything that anyone wanted to speak to you about was London 2012 and how are you coping with the pressure. But no, it's completely exceeded all expectations. It was just, I couldn't have wished for it to go any more perfect than it did. It was just unbelievable. I kept thinking in the lead up, all I want to do is I want to get there and I want to win. And I never imagined that it would actually come true and for it to be the way it was with the crowd and everything. So yeah, it's brilliant.
So apart from the sport and the competing, what opportunities did London 2012 give you?
It just kind of allowed me to kind of step into a different kind of world outside of track and field. I had the opportunity to meet people I wouldn't have normally met. So I met Jamie Oliver actually in the Olympic Park, and it was just kind of a different world that I kind of stepped into. But it's been really good fun because the lead up to obviously the Olympics, there's lots of opportunities then, but I felt that I had to train and make sure that I didn't miss anything, so that I was really in the best position going into the games. So I had to say no to a lot of things, but now I can, enjoy everything and meet lots of different people and do lots of things, which is great.
And how did you deal with the stress and the pressure? Because especially in between the 2 days, if it was me, I just wouldn't have been able to sleep. And, how did you deal with all the pressure on your back?
Well, I'm kind of used to it, obviously, on the competing side of it. Obviously, I've never experienced pressure in that way ever. But competing, I obviously in the heptathlon, you always have the night in between. Normally, I sleep quite well because I've competed that whole day and I'm really tired. But in London, I just literally couldn't switch off. I got back to my apartment with the rest of the girls, got into bed at about midnight, and I just kept tossing and turning, and I just couldn't switch off. But I think that was just due to the whole, having a great first day and then worrying what the second day was going to bring. But I eventually got to sleep and then woke up quite refreshed the next day, which was good.
And there's been so much about you in the press since you've won, especially in kind of my field of work. I've had more press releases about your abs than anything else at all. Do you think the Olympics gives women a more positive body image? Do you think it gives them kind of a different role model to look towards?
Yeah, I definitely think so, because I think having the Olympics at home has, given us an opportunity to kind of showcase sport and athletic figures more than, we ever have in the past. So, a lot more sportswomen are on the covers of, fashion magazines and beauty magazines, and you know, put into a different field, so other girls, you know, have different role models to look to and different bodies and figures to look at. And I think it's really good because it's just another image, which is great. And obviously it's a healthy, positive body image, which is really good.
And how can we get your abs? Is being a heptathlete the only option?
Well, obviously I train 6 days a week, twice a day most days, so it's a lot of training, but I do a lot of running, and I obviously do like ab circuits and things like that in the gym. And I think, you know, a lot of the things that you can do if you're just, you know, in the gym or at home is like having, you know, the big fit balls that you can use, doing kind of core stability exercises on there, and different kind of strengthening kind of the lats and kind of the whole area. But running is a massive thing. That does turn up your stomach a lot.
And obviously now you're getting a little bit more time off, just in the next few weeks. Do things like have your manicures. Are you a beauty buff? What does your beauty regime kind of consist of?
Oh, and normally when I'm competing, it's kind of, I need something that's really just simple and that allows me to, you know, get ready and feel kind of comfortable and confident really quick and easy. So I'm just a really kind of, you know, simple cleansing, moisturising. You know, obviously use all the Olay Essential products, which are great for me because they're light and, you know, kind of no fuss. But yeah, now I've got a bit of time off, I definitely enjoy, you know, having a bit of, you know, pampering and some spa treatments and looking after my nails and things like that, which I don't normally get to do during the season.
And obviously on the track you're used to being pictured without your makeup on. How do you think women can have the confidence to kind of step out without their makeup on?
Well, I have to admit I do wear a bit of makeup when I compete. Yeah, I think at the beginning of the competition I always wear a bit of makeup because that's how I feel comfortable and confident, and obviously that can reflect in your performance. But by the end of the competition I think I've sweated most of it off, to be honest. But no, I think, you know, it's down to the individual person. If you feel comfortable with a little bit of something on, then that's what you should do. But equally, you know, feel comfortable and confident in having a natural look as well.
And just after the games you were pictured wearing a gorgeous McQueen dress. How does it feel getting to wear pieces like that, and are you into fashion?
Yeah, it's a massive honour because, you know, the McQueen dresses are gorgeous, and I love wearing that dress to an event after I'd finished competing. So yeah, it's really nice because obviously I'm training all the time and I am in kit most of the time when I'm at home and competing. So now I can, you know, enjoy wearing a nice dress and glamming up a bit, which is good. And I love, you know, all the different designers, especially some of the British designers, and it's great to have the opportunity to wear lovely dresses like that.
And you were the face of London 2012 in the lead up, and now you're a role model to thousands of young women. How does that feel?
It feels amazing, to be honest. It was such a big build up, and you know, I did worry a bit whether, you know, all the pressure and expectation put on me, you know, whether I was going to kind of achieve what I wanted to achieve, and anything but a gold medal would have been viewed as a failure. So to actually have, you know, gone to London to perform the way I really wanted to and come away with a gold medal, it's just a brilliant feeling. And now hopefully, you know, younger kids and people are inspired to get involved in sport, not just from myself but from, you know, the performances of the whole team.
So what's up next for you? What are you working on now?
A holiday. I'm going to go and have a holiday and a bit of a break, but yeah, just enjoying this moment for as long as possible, and then I'll be back into training and preparing for the World Championships next year.
So we've got a few questions in from our readers. Deb says, what are your beauty essentials?
Definitely a good moisturiser, Olay Essentials, an eyeliner, and some kind of lip moisturiser.
Demi says, have you always wanted to be an athlete? And if not, what did you want to do before?
Well, I started doing athletics when I was 9 or 10, so it's always been a big part of my life. But I actually did want to be a chef, and I did want to be a journalist at some point as well. But obviously athletics is the main thing I wanted to do.
It's worked out all right in the end.
Yeah.
Sian says, congrats on your gold medal. How do you like to chill out and relax?
Thank you, and I like to just relax with my friends. So now I've got some free time, I'm just catching it with friends, going out for lunch and doing things like that. If I'm training and, you know, got a day off and quite tired, I definitely relax on the sofa in my PJs with a box set.
Nice. Another one we've had in is, despite those crazy abs, what are your guilty pleasure foods and how often are you allowed to have them?
Well, during the season when I'm competing, I don't have a really, really strict diet because I train so much, so I need to have energy to train, and obviously you burn it off really quickly anyway. But I am obviously careful with what I eat. So when it's time for a bit of a rest, like now, I do enjoy chocolate. I've got a massive sweet tooth, so chocolate, cakes, anything like that. And generally just anything that's not good for you, to be honest. Yeah.
Claire would like to know, what do you think is the best way to keep children interested in sport when they might not have the facilities or the coaching available to them at school?
I think with athletics is the nice thing about athletics is there's so many local tracks and clubs that you can find in every city, and you don't need, you know, so much equipment. It's not too expensive. You can just go down and give it a go. But I think to keep kids involved in sport in general is you've got to make it fun for them, and, you know, get them to enjoy it. Don't let it become a chore, and, you know, a really kind of set them a really strict program and things that they should achieve at a young age. You just want them to enjoy it, and then as they get older you can start it becoming more competitive and that kind of side of it. But first of all, it just needs to be fun and enjoy it.
Katie would like to know, when it comes to shopping, do you prefer high street or designer?
Both. I can't say one, because it's nice to wear high street brands and kind of mix that with, you know, some nice designer shoes, or it's, you know, really nice to have a nice designer, you know, expensive dress, but it's definitely good to mix both of them.
Mm-hmm. And Chloe would like to know what advice you would give to someone getting back into sport after an injury.
Just be really patient, because obviously I had my injury in 2008 before the last Olympics, and it's really frustrating. You feel that you're not going to be the same athlete you were before, but I really just surround myself with good people, so they just kind of kept me really positive and just made sure that I took my time back into full training so that everything healed properly, and then I was ready. Mm-hmm. So you can definitely do it, though. I don't believe that you can't do it.
Mm-hmm. Emma has sent in a question from her daughter, who would like to know what inspired you to take up athletics.
My parents, really. My parents introduced me into sport, and, you know, they obviously saw that I was an active child and thought this would be something that I would enjoy. And they, you know, took me down to the training camps and to training and kind of supported me the whole way, so they've been a massive inspiration for me.
And Leslie says, are you excited about the new talent that's coming through in the heptathlon?
Yeah, I think within the heptathlon, British heptathlon, there's always been really great talent, and as soon as there's one amazing athlete, there's another one coming through. And obviously you saw Katarina Johnson-Thompson, and she's just, you know, she's only 19, I think, and she's, you know, really, really talented, and she's going to be a star of the future.
Helen says, when did you know that you wanted to be an Olympian?
Probably not until I got to the age of around about 15, 16. I had my first Great Britain International at that age, and I saw a different side of athletics, a more competitive side, and obviously had seen, you know, previous Olympics, and then started following Denise Lewis and her career. And that, you know, at that point I thought that was something that I'd love to achieve one day, and that's been, you know, my sole focus for the past few years.
And Kiara says, what do you feel is your biggest achievement?
Oh, definitely winning the gold in London. Previous to that, it was winning the World Championships in Berlin, because I came back from a horrible injury the year before, so that was a massive, massive achievement for me. But now this absolutely tops everything, anything I've ever done.
Yeah, we probably could have guessed that.
Yeah.
Cool, well, that's all our questions. Thank you.
Thank you.